start. Okay, so this particular subject, we are dealing with the introduction of the research. Okay, research. This is a very vast topic and subject, and it have an advanced level to it. You have heard of all these that a master doing. People doing a student doing project, or a teacher doing project, a research scholars and PhD, but we are not gonna clouded you with all those advanced, right? But it's necessary for you especially to understand and have a touch base on what is research all about. Okay, so this course, we will not have an external examination, but what is the mark is your research. So this, we're gonna side by side study some theory about research, and then we're gonna put it into practice, where we are really gonna do a I would call it a mini research, because I will put it in your level, so that you will not because if we can go advanced way, but it's for your, we will just do an introduction, and we will not do hypothesis testing, which require more advanced statistical tool, right? You have learned take the statistics subject, right? And there is a way, so we're going to use the simple one, we will not use the advanced one. But nevertheless, I will be sharing with you the theory, so that if you are further interested, right, you can do it by yourself. So research is all about reading, understanding how it is. Okay, so but for this particular class, from the beginning, I will be, because your mark will be done on the progress of your research, so I want to put it in the very beginning. And I don't want, because I have experience before in other class, I like a progress. You have something called as the progress report. Okay, because to the end of semester, I want to see how you progress, how you put in your work and effort into this particular project. I do not want in the last submission date, suddenly you never show me your topic, you never show me how you do your project, and then you come up with a very fancy, which you copy from someone. And now with the help of technology, we can have something called as plagiarism. Okay, I don't know if you heard of this term, but if you, with my class, we have been saying this word. It's mean you are copying someone else's work, right? And plagiarism, it can be innocently done, right? How can you innocently done it? Is when you actually read on somebody's work and you refer to it without giving them credit, right? When you don't give someone credit, for example, Joshua have done some work on this, that, and he have published an article about that particular research, let's say about student stress during pandemic in Pune. He have made that article, and now Sai want to do about studied stress, but on the region of, let's say, in Mizoram. But when you read through, there is some point from Joshua article where you read and you agreed on, and you want to put it in your paper, right? So you cannot just take his paragraph from Joshua without giving him credit, because that is not what Sai is coming up with, right? So you can take, because it's unavoidable. Research is the word re and search, right? It could be somebody already searched for it, and you are go into more different spectrum of it. Okay, so you are doing the search on something again, but in a different light, but it's still on that base. It could be a new thing, but mostly it's all it generally, research is always done based on someone else already done, you bridge the gap, you see what else it can be done, and you're doing it. So this is the general information I'm giving about research. Okay, so it's important in research in mind is the plagiarism. I want you to keep in mind, because our research, we will be doing a very small one, mini, not a very complicated technical one. But I want you to get the feeling that you have to put in your own effort, and that is like your baby. Okay, that is like your pet. So you take care of it from very small. So even a mid semester, we will not have an exam like other courses, but it will be based on as we progress. Let's see, I will ask you to reach till show me to which, right? So I will be sharing once we start the offline. I don't want to share now, but I can put in the classroom as well the outline for our research, right? Outline of research. It's a series of chapter, and there's many various different way of doing research, a format. In fact, this is coming into the technicals aspect of research, right? There is not only one prescribed method to write a research, but for the purpose of studying, we will follow one format so that it's there is a uniform in everyone. Okay, so because of this online registering, I'm not sure because all the name is coming in, but I'm not sure how many are finance student and how many are marketing, because the advanced finance course is not for a marketing student, right? But as of now, the software generate all, so that's why I added everyone. But when we start offline, we can sort it out and we can see. We will try to do on the our specialization or on anything maybe of interest, but we will do, and we will start right away. I will put up your the outline, the formats, and we will try to stick to it, and then we will progress it, right? So in this class, theory and notes will be more likely to deliver to you in term of notes, and we will just when we have class, I think offline class, we will meet only twice a week. Okay, for this, it is 2-hour credit. So most of research work, it have to be done by you. Okay, done by you. So in class, this is where you have doubts, right? You have doubts, and you want to clarify it, and you want some guidance and advice. That's what we're gonna do. Okay, so we will have a progress report. For example, if I give you that at the end of second weeks, I want you to submit in your title, and the next thing you have to, and that's how you will be marked. Okay, the total of the complete project, let's say it worth of the whole 100 mark, right? The course is the whole 100 mark, because internal and external, it's all together depend on this project. So I will be dividing it in mark wise, so that the end of the class, a person who just copy from somewhere and lump sum in one project, but if you haven't shown me the progress from the beginning, you are not gonna avail the same mark of those who have keeping progress. Okay, so I will break down the mark, and each time you submit, there will be I will make a table of your progress report, each under each of your student names, and I will print out, and you keep it in your book, and I will sign each time you have keep up with the progress and deadline. Okay, that's what we're gonna do it. And okay, not to overwhelm with that, let's start. And this is the theory book that I will be using to help you with this course. I will be sharing with you on the screen. Are you able? Okay, 1 minute. Are you able to see what I'm sharing?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay. So this is, you can see with the full screen, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, because I cannot see how it look. It's to me, Zoom it's a little bit new things for me as well. I only attending meeting, but I discover many things with it. So here it's called as research methodology, methods and techniques, right? So this book I will be sharing the whole book. It's a PDF file with all of you so that you can refer it and use it even as you move along in your study or later on career or whatever it is. It's a useful guide for you, right? Useful guide for you. So but for this class, we will only touch in the introduction to understand about it. In the statistic mathematics, we will probably not touching it. They have all this tool when it comes to the part of tool, but we were not doing it. We will not be using it. It's for you to explore. If you're interested, you can do that. So I will be share the whole thing. And okay, right? So the content of this book, and we will try to touch the introduction part of the whole chapter. Okay, so the first one we were looking at research methodology and introduction, right? So this is an introduction briefly, right, for you to have an overall idea what is a research. And then we will start under the whole process. We will see something called as this can see better. Okay. Awesome. Right here, you see something called research process, right? So this research process is like a map, guide you of how the whole, how this research can be done, right? So under this research process, when you say about the process, it means it cannot be skipped, right? And it will start from one stage to the next stage, then only you can come up to the next stage. And in that, the first thing will be defining a research problem. So we were gonna understand a little bit what is that research problem, and it come to research design. It's mean how it will gonna look like. And then we're going to sampling design. You have seen people. Okay. Someone are still trying to join, so I just admitting those who trying to join. Just for the sake for today, but okay, those who have joined late, as okay, they will not hear me unless they connecting to audio. Okay, those who just joined late, kindly on your camera. We're in the class, and this is what I was trying to say. If you join late, you will disrupting the class, right? So trying to catch up, and please stay till the end because I will take the attendance toward ending. Okay, so sampling design, that's how we're gonna use to, you have heard this, like you must have fill in some kind of Google form, right? It's like a survey. Someone have asked you, right, to fill this sort of a survey. Have you filled in anyone a survey? Yes, right? So how can they choose you to do this, right? So when they test something on you, you become the sample, right? The sample that they are, like when you're going to the shop and when they're giving out the product, some they have, you heard this term samples, right? They are testing it, right? So the same way when you do research, if it's related to behavior, to different criteria of different subject, the what we are study on is become our sample. So this fourth chapter will be dealing with a different sampling design to fit what type of research you are having. Then measurement and scaling techniques. So this is how when the samples being tested, right? So this is where the part of the tool, the techniques of how you can measure it, okay, which we are just gonna briefly go through it, but we will not go into the deep and the technical of it, right? Because it's not useful for you now and you were only confused. And then we have method of data collection, how you can collect those, in which way, which method, different people, right? A different research, different area, different measure, it have different way of doing it, okay? Then the process of how once you get those data in hand, it's the process of how you can analyze it, because data will not mean anything unless you analyze it. And once you analyze it, unless you interpret it into a term where other can understand, right? If not, those data, those statistics will mean nothing. You also study accounting, you know, right? Those number will not mean anything to those who does not understand. It have to put into perspective, right? Interpretation. That's why there is in this semester we also, you have a class with me, financial statement analysis. So those statement alone will not to let you understand and do things unless you convert it and interpret it, and then you can do actions, take decision over it. So the same way, those data that you do on your process and research will have to be processed, analyzed, and keep away unnecessary information, take what is useful for your main focus. And then this is the testing of hypothesis. That's what we are not going to touch at all because it's difficult. In fact, it's difficult for master level as well. But I will be sharing the note with you. If you're interested, you can read through how much you can understand. But this thing, it need the help of some statistical tool. And this is the different type of test that, again, statistic to test those data, right? Data, but we're gonna go into a null hypothesis and just a very simple, basic, maybe if we do on finance, we would just do on a financial statement with the help of, we will test all those with the help of various what you call it, my mind is not clicking right now. Various ratios, okay, various ratio that we will be learning in the financial statement just to test, right? This situation or liquidity or something, we were gonna do that. So we're not gonna have hypothesis. And if those who do on marketing, we were just gonna do maybe the survey of how people feel about certain things, okay, which not require a in-depth statistical tool to help it, okay. And then we will jump into the ending of interpretation and report writing. So once you get an interpret from your data of how it is, you have to put it into a report which have follow a particular form that I will be sharing with all of you, so that with this report writing, other will read, other will not know how you have done it, right? How you have done it, what you're going through, but they are interested on throughout those process, what is your outcome? what is your outcome. And with this outcome, they also want to know a little bit of how this is done. So you will include all your whole process of how you've done this research in this report, right? In this report. And that's all. And in the last is how the computer and its role in research, right? So with this we will learn in between, right? We will not wait till the last. In between there is a tips, and maybe there are some new things with technology can help initially research. When it's done, it's very time consuming and people have to write it down, search. But now at the technology era where you can research become much easier. But technology is there. If you know how to use it, it will help you. If you do not know how to use it, it will not help you. So we will learn, and even start as small as when you start preparing the report, you will see how stressful it is just to put the page number. Okay, page number, the spacing, the table of contents, right? Because it will involve in, if you don't start correctly from a very beginning, it's a stressful ending, right? So you have to keep on track, and we will learn which different help of tips and tools that we can use all of this. Okay, so this is the introduction of it, and let's just a little bit we go through of the meaning where the book is giving us what is research. And with that we will close. Okay, with that we will close for today's lecture. Okay, we start I think we have, yeah, I will take only 5 minutes. Okay, we will 5 minutes, and 5 minutes I will take attendance, because we have only I think you have another class, right? Okay, so I think let's just take attendance. I will be keeping this in the, I will put lecture for you, video lecture for you for that. Okay. 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 There are more people than this. Where are the rest? I'm not sure. Let me